Good evening, it's Matt, Skywatcher, and I am now going to show you some cam images across the world. We're going to view different cams. And again, we've seen some strange objects. Today, they've been chemtrailing over here in the UK far too much. And also, as before, I've noticed huge asteroids that are up there that go past our Earth. And they are very large objects. It only takes one to land through our atmosphere into the keyhole area, and that's it. Huge waves. So I'm going to now research these cams and see what we can find. And again, thank you for subscribing to the channel and following me through this journey, through this diary of picking up evidence of what's going on in our skies. Because these huge objects, they're incoming, going to be passing very close to our Mother Earth, causing a huge shift, will come. It's just knowing the time and the day, but it's heading close because we can see evidence on news media channels. They're starting to get worried about a lot of things now, aren't they? So again, it's so important to prepare for this. And thank you again for watching the footage. And respect to you all. Have a safe evening, and let's get looking at the cams. Here is another Mexico cam. This is the Panoramica cam over there in them areas in Mexico. Now, I just want to show you this on the screen, okay? It's very important. You can see as the sun is rising, that simulator as well. And those chems, very chemy there as well on the screen. But what is important is to show is this triangle effect. Okay, look at this. These two lines. Okay, now I believe these to be mirrors because they're cloaking objects, and they will be huge up there now. And I'm going to zoom in as well. In this part here, it's very strange. This top part. But as you can see, they are using something to hide and cut corners, so we can't see any of what's going on. Normally, that we see a normal natural sunrise. Very strange. I'm going to zoom in on this for you. Here's what I'm trying to show you here. Just here on this side here, you can see this. It's too clean cut, isn't it? To be a cloud or anything like that. So there's something that's going on up there, isn't there? They're hiding the whole system, aren't they? This is proving to me that there is a huge object that's being cloaked up there. Can you see this? It's just so evident, isn't it? Here again on this same cam, I mean, look at it. It's just a total mess what they're doing to our skies. Those chemtrails blocking the evidence, aren't they? The sun doesn't look like this shape as it normally is a round celestial body, not this triangular sort of crazy shape of all those trails on the bottom right hand corner here. Can you see this? Very strange here as well. You can see this huge red reflection as well behind the chems. All blue this side and red this side. Two objects with our sun. The thing is, they are covering it all the time, aren't they? All the time. Here again, I've zoomed in on this other cam now. I go back to the same cams as well when I see these objects. Now, again, you can see on the timestamp there, the 27th of 3rd, 2017. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this cam. But again, you can see this, can't you? This object in the sky again. This isn't lens flare. This is a true celestial object that's blocking and darkening the sky to the right hand side here. All this here is lens flare. All this. I'm going to now play this cam. You can see it doesn't move. Can you see this? As the simulator and the sun rises, you can see that heavenly body just staying there, not moving at all. Now it was on the left hand side 3 months ago, smaller, but now it's got bigger on the right hand side. You can see this, can't you? There goes that simulator rising above in the skies. And you can see that object, can't you? It's 100%, it's there. You can see also it brightens up as the sun moves across it. I apologise again for them white screens, but you can see this, can't you? It's a celestial body that's out there. And it needs to be exposed now. We need to know this, all of us, to realise. You see how it dims off now, disappears. The rest of it there is lens flare of the... You can see it, can't you? Again, I'm just zooming in on this as well, so we can all try and have a bit of a better look at this as well. Also, as well, the land on this cam is dark. It's not any trickery of the cam. The actual skies now are dimming and darkening each and every day. Here today on the 27th in the UK, it's very dark as well. We had a huge cloud covering today in the UK, where I am here in the northwest of England. But again, just behind those white cloudings, very pink in colour, huge pink colourings in the sky, reflections. Much redder than it was ever before. And also at night time, these clouds seem to be dropping out the sky. They just dip and just don't seem right. My wife came up to me and said, "Come outside and have a look at these strange clouds." So I did. They just don't seem right anymore. I'm going to go to another cam. But the thing is, we are starting to see these heavenly bodies now, aren't we? I'm just going to show you this cam image, okay? This is the Taj Mahal cam in Mexico. Look at the timestamp on the top right hand corner. It's 10:34 and 3 seconds here today. And look at the ground. Wasn't like this last March. Or the March before. It's too dark. Again, I've said this before. The skies are dimming and darkening. Those natural clouds are not doing anything anymore. They're just being burnt away, and the whole system is in front of the sun now. So we are going through this huge celestial eclipse right now with these other bodies. So I just wanted to show you that this cam is normally very bright. It's dimming every day now. Just want to show you this as well, this image as well, this Cozumel cam in Mexico. You can see these clouds that used to be able to naturally cover our sun here and here. But the clouds now are doing nothing. These are our original clouds. Look at the state of them now. Natural clouds. They won't do anything anymore. Because we're being cheated on by the government. Because we've got this simulator that's in front of our sun 24 hours a day. It's moving across our Earth's atmosphere above it, as our natural sun is being cloaked and covered, and also having these huge bodies next to it. So the natural clouds don't do anything at all anymore. And the darkness above here proves that we've got these heavenly bodies that are in front of our sun now. This array of blueness as well from the simulator, these mirrors that are up there. Hexagon-shaped mirrors, hundreds of them, thousands of them. You've got something else rising on the horizon there. And again, too dark. Proves everything. It's just the only thing that's covering everything at the moment is these chemtrails. We've caught it without chemtrails here on this cam. Right now, you can see that our clouds are just being destroyed all the time now. Here again, there's more evidence on this cam about that simulator. You can see the clouds here on the right hand side. Now they're not brightening up, are they? Here is the object that's in front of our sun. Now the thing is, You can see here the broken clouding here. It's not doing anything. And here is the other natural clouding that's being burnt away, and also it's too dark. Now, if this was our natural sun, it'd be just brightening up everything, wouldn't it? We're beaming off these clouds now. But all we're seeing is a light source up there. All the time, there is something going on. Here on the ground and on the sea as well, it's far too dark. We should be seeing the sunlight now flaring up. Because we've got another object, that celestial body I showed you on the other webcam image, that's basically darkening our skies. So going back to the Mexico cams onto the same images is a different day, to prove that we've got different images of proof that we are being eclipsed by the binary twin nemesis. Now again, I apologise for the white screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this cam so we can see as the simulator that's in front of the sun rises, we will see those clouds that don't light up at all. It's very strange, because as our natural sun should, that normally in the past would come up on the horizon, everything would light up. We all know this. So I'm going to show you now. Look at the clouds on the right hand side. You can see that they're not being brightened up at all, are they? Look at this, big giveaway. Can you see this now? Those clouds are not being brightened up as the so-called sun is supposed to be brightening our planet up. You can see this, can't you? I apologise again for those white screens. It can be difficult to try and catch things sometimes. It's just very evident, isn't it, that we're not getting our natural sunlight at all. None of us are. The whole world is now being dimmed by this object. It's no good for nothing, is it? Here as well on this cam, this is a Playa del Carmen cam in Mexico. We're looking at this as well here. This is where the sun's coming up. Thing is, can you see these angles in the sky, this pointedness again that we saw on the first piece of footage on the video? Just isn't our sun anymore, is it? You can see this, can't you? I'm going to zoom into this as well. Here is a zoomed in image of this shape that we can see in the skies. There's a lot going off, isn't there? And I again believe that there is a huge object that's behind here somewhere. And this is a corner of the cloaking device that's up there. That's these huge mirrors, whatever they've got, whatever technology they're using, they're covering everything up, aren't they? I mean, all these straight lines doesn't make sense anymore, does it? We're seeing this now, aren't we, all the time? Look at this image as well, this Mexico cam. It's called a Pats Curicro cam in Mexico. Timestamp there is 6:20:03 seconds. Another thing as well that I've noticed here, and I think you've all obviously seen this now, if you look carefully on the skyline there above the horizon, you will see a huge shadow. Now I know Mr. Jeff P has seen this, and Mr. Steve Olson. We've all seen these huge objects up there. Now, when moving the cam, the object fades off. It doesn't stay there. It fades away. You can see this just here. And again, we've got this redness on the horizon as well from another object. We saw this object again on the other video just the other night as well. It's just outstanding, isn't it? Because they are huge shadows from these celestial bodies. But again, many people are just going to want to sit on the fence with this right to the end until they get the 100% proof and see it for themselves with their own eyes. Now, I've also picked up footage of objects and dark shadows with my mobile phone and other tools as well. Even with my own eyes, I've seen huge dark shadows up there in the skies in the midsummer last year. See, when it reaches 6:30 in the evening here in the UK, in the summer period, you're going to see a huge shadow right above. Just look straight up at that time and you'll see a dark shadow, mid-July. Just like this on the screen you can see here. What I want to do is I'm going to now show you that this isn't just something that's on the screen or something that's blowing around out there, or a spider or anything. What do they call it? A flying cheese sandwich, as Chris Potter says. The thing is, I don't believe it to be any of them. I believe it to be something huge that's a shadow out there. So I'm going to now play the footage. It's only in 1 or 2 frames, and then it disappears into the darkness as the sun rises. So I'm going to show you this now, right, to prove to you that this is something that's out there. You can see it now getting lighter, and there it is, and disappears as the sun comes up. You saw this, didn't you? I'm going to rewind the footage for you to look at it again. Now, as again, it could be anything. Might be nothing. I can't prove that it's Nibiru or a celestial body that's lurking out there. But what I can say is it was just outstanding. But I'm going to now play the footage for you again. You saw that, didn't you? It's something, isn't it? I also saw some sort of a reflection from it as well. But I mean, the thing is, when you look at this, you can see a shadow there, can't you? Our natural skies there are completely changed as well. They're not that blue morning sky. It's just full of chemicals, and it's terrible what they're doing, isn't it? And you can see that reflection on the screen, can't you, there? But it would be good, though, if we were actually there and if we actually could see this, if we all stood together and we were actually on that mountain on this side, looking across at the sky, and we all saw that huge shadow. If it was there, so we could see it with our own eyes, then we would believe, wouldn't we? Straight away, we would know, wouldn't we? Well, we already do know, don't we? Just trying to pick up as much evidence as possible. I think this cam is pointing west on this Pat's Suraco cam in Mexico. Here's another image I just want to show you as well. And if I was in Mexico here on this Tepos land cam in Mexico, if I lived there, I'd be walking around with a torch with Duracell batteries. Every single day I'd have to be buying batteries to walk around because, again, it's too dark, isn't it? Walking the dog. The dog's going to want to know what's going on because look at it. It's just very, very dark, isn't it? I just can't believe how people are not noticing this. Very dim skies. Look at the timestamp. It's 9:12. It's supposed to be really, really bright. So Mexico, as I said before, are seeing this now, aren't they? They are actually seeing what's going on. And as Earth is rotating, wherever you are, you're going to start seeing it as well. We all are going to start seeing this. And I believe in the summer period here in the UK, we're going to see this huge darkness. So strange, isn't it? It's so true, isn't it? I mean, that object above there in the middle of the screen at the top is a huge object that's cloaking our sun. I've noticed another object as well on here, so I'm going to zoom into it. This is another object. I've zoomed into it. Okay. Now, as I move the cam, this object doesn't move. It just stays there. When the sun rose, I went past this object I can see. Just stays there. Doesn't move at all. This cam is very interesting as well. It's very spectacular, isn't it? I mean, here again, you can see our sun that's coming up. This reflection. Look at this. This here, above our sun, is an object that's basically being cloaked all the time. Our sun never did this. As it came up, it didn't have all this red like wings. You can see the wings of it, can't you? I'm going to move this cam as well so you can see other parts of the rise. Can you see this now? It's getting stronger, isn't it? This red flare to either side. We're all picking this up in the skies, aren't we? I don't believe this is our sun here as well. I mean, the thing is, we're getting all this redness and this shape. Very strange, isn't it? Here it is again. I'm going to zoom into this. I mean, have you ever seen a sunrise like this? I mean, last year we had a very similar effect as well. It was put on video, wasn't it? These strange wings as the sun rises. Here again. You can see this, can't you? These strange surroundings around the sun. This redness. I'm just going to rewind this camera for a second. I apologise about the white screens. There it is there, look, see? This is the sun that's coming up, but you can see again this this cloaking and also these strange shapes. We haven't seen these before. You can see these wings, can't you, on the left and right side? Just strange, isn't it? I just want to show you this as well, okay? I've noticed as the sun on this cam as well, the simulator that's up there as well in front of our sun, is going up. Now another thing as well, this simulator, okay, as I said before, it's like a blue effect, isn't it? It's just darkening the screen, isn't it? I'm just going to zoom out quickly. Here it is, okay? Just want to show you this, okay, before I show you the object. Here is the simulator. Look at the land again, very dark, isn't it? Well, we won't get no natural sunlight that's beaming down anymore. And also, I mean, if you look at the sea here, I'll zoom into this now. It's golden. This is the natural sun colour. Nowhere near like the colour that you can see up here on this object, this hexagon. So it's just proving it all the time, isn't it? Here it is again. I've just zoomed in. The colour of the object that's in front of our sun, and this golden reflection of the natural sun. And there's an object. I want to show you this as well. Here it is, this object that you can see above the horizon. There's the chemtrail in it, just below it. But is it an object? I don't know. So I just thought I'll zoom in and show you this as well, because it doesn't move at all and fades away when the sun's going up or down. Could just be a refraction or a reflection, but again, it's just as I said before, it's good to just produce as many things that look strange up there in the skies, because we might be seeing something that we want to see. So yeah, very interesting. I'm going to go to see what else I can find on the Ustream cams. This is the first Ustream cam here I'm showing you, and you can see again a huge odd reflection from our sun. That lemon yellowy colour that's not supposed to be there. As far as NASA are concerned, it's not happening, but we can see it. Those thick chemicals that are being spread across the sky so no one can see it. So when we see these reflections from the space station and also on the land, and you can see the colouring on the chemtrailing, they're not our natural clouds. They do this so the massive public like ourselves, we look up at the skies and we see grey clouds, white skies, but we can see the strange reflections above them the yellow and the pink tint, the reflections. I mean, these cams are supposed to be in high definition. I mean, we pay our tax money to these people, NASA and government. They blur the screen slightly, but they can't get rid of the colouring. The space station, the colouring on the space station reflections. The sun is now into a huge eclipse. Because, I mean, I do get frustrated because I just want people to see the truth of what's going on. It's just happening all the time, isn't it? There was something going down just here, just went. Did you see that? Just like a white. Anyway, so I'm going to go to show you another Ustream video. Here again on this NASA Ustream video. Okay, now can you see these objects? Now the thing is though, this is lens flare, these items here. Look at the redness on the Earth. Okay, there's a reflection from the sun. You can see the red reflections in the sky. Now last year we just saw white cloudings. We didn't see any redness in the sky on the NASA cams. So basically, I mean, it's just very, very much strange objects up there as well, isn't there? I'm going to zoom in on them other objects. Can you see this? There's two of them, two objects up there. They're up there in space. I mean, they're nothing to do with the space station. Just looks very bizarre, that does, doesn't it? I'm just going to quickly zoom out just a little bit so we can get a clear view of this. Now, that is not lens flare or anything like that. Can you see that circly thing with a dot in it? It's like a hole in the middle of it, just on the screen here. On the left-hand side, there's another object as well. Now, it seems to be getting slightly bigger as well. It's above the Earth. You can see this, can't you? That is not our moon. Now, I've just caught this on this cam as well, so it seems to be moving to the right-hand side of the space station wing, but it's further out. I couldn't tell you how far away it is, and what I can tell you, it's out there. Just hovering, isn't it? It's very, very strange, isn't it? But I just want you to see this footage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, I videoed the NASA cam all night last night. I went through it, but I couldn't see much. And it's good to catch these sorts of images as well on these Ustream cams. Now, can you see this? It's moving slightly to the right-hand side. So I'm going to... I've just paused it now, so I'm going to try another NASA cam before we go now. So it's just getting interesting each and every time now, isn't it, on the webcams around the world. It's best to just look and be persistent and just see what we can find. Also, I'm noticing an object here as well. Just down here, you can see this, look, just something here lighting up. Can you see this? Moving across the skies. There's two of them. The cam seems to be stopping now and starting. So the signal's getting weaker. But the thing is, could you see that going across the sky? It just disappears in the cloud. I wish I could have zoomed in on that as well. I mean, picking up different things out there now, aren't we? There's something to the left of the screen here on this cam as well. Can you see this lighting up in the sky in the night above the Earth's atmosphere? You can just see that object on the left-hand side there. It's very interesting. There's something else here on the right-hand side. Can you see this as well? Just here. So basically, I've got to zoom in on this object as well. You can see this, can't you? I'm going to go now, so respect to you all, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. So take care and respect from Matt Rogers. Everybody, it's Matthew. And again, Here we are again at the 7th of the 4th, 2017. Timestamp here is 6:18 p.m. in the Northern Hemisphere. And on this screen you can see this object, the arrow with it. These are heavenly bodies that have been moving in closer to our system, and the Hubble telescope has been watching it for years. So again, we're going to look at some other cams and see what we can find this evening. The presidents and governments from all around the world, they have to disclose this now. It's so important because Putin, Trump and Theresa May here in the UK are just keeping the lid on it. They're not saying anything. But we're all seeing our skies have completely changed now. We're all seeing this strange weather pattern all the time. The jet stream has stopped. The ozone layer is finished. These red reflections coming from other heavenly bodies that are close between our sun and ourselves. These huge coronal holes that are getting much bigger now, spewing out these CME solar events. And still nothing is being told. The Rothschilds and the powers to be, they are keeping a lid on this. They don't want the public to cause mass panic. They don't want this. They want to keep dumbing us down all the time. So I ask Putin, Trump, Theresa May, other governments around the world to disclose this. Also in Germany, the Prime Minister there, she's explained and given a report out for their people to prepare for an event. This is a real situation that we have this huge object, Nibiru, that's heading closer towards our planet. These red reflections are proving that we have got a huge problem on our hands. And again, I just urge these people to have some decency, to be open with the public and tell us all the truth so we can all prepare for this. We need to prepare now, don't we? Because there's so many of you now that are wide awake to the whole situation. And we brought other people that have been now wide awake to it. There is some fantastic people out there that know the truth. And we've all got to stand our ground with this. Our Earth, where we live, is wobbling at a very strange pace. It's been erratic for a long number of years now, as these huge objects are pulling on our Earth's magnetic field. Now let me tell you as well that Earth is just a pinhead compared to Nibiru, the Death Star. Huge objects that are distracting a lot of other heavenly bodies that we know of. The dark star, it's here now. The evidence is in the skies. You can see those strange cloudings. This wobble is getting more erratic now, causing problems to our Earth. As here as well, these scientists have been told to hush up and shut up, to stop from them being truthful and being open with the public, to let them know that this wobble is caused by all these other heavenly objects that are coming in from the backside of the sun, heading towards our now Earth. Now, we are starting to wobble a lot more now. We won't notice this on the land, as I said before. But this is a huge problem as well to our Earth. And this has happened before, as these objects have passed us a very far many years ago on their ecliptic orbit. So again, these professionals have all been told to hush up. When these life-changing events happen, these people will be okay. They will go into their underground cities and think they'll be safe. Well, let me tell you that nowhere is safe. Nowhere
You can run, but you can't hide. So these people expected to be put in comfort zones around the world will have to think again. Also on the other side of the world today, Champon village was hit by a 2.9 earthquake, so the villagers were very worried about it. Lots of tremors, and these images are showing you what the villagers have taken pictures of. They were worried about it, and these are because the corona holes of the sun. The earth is being really affected now. We've got to get the important words out there now. The Bureau yesterday confirmed that the magnitude 2.9 earthquake hit Chumphon's Langsoon district on Thursday evening. Also, the Bureau initially said the tremor that occurred at Tambyon Ban Jam Jude in the district at 6:24 p.m. was not a quake, but probably due to a subsidence. However, the office confirmed on its website yesterday morning that it had analysed more information from the Meteorology Department and Departments of Mineral Resources and concluded that the area had been hit by a minor quake. So the Bureau at first had said it was just a landslide to stop mass panic, and then they now came out with the information being a minor quake. I've said this before, that 2.9 would be a 3.9. They always say this to the public to stop mass panic. And these are from these corona holes, these injections that are coming out from our sun. It's been agitated along with the brown dwarf star. So it's affecting everywhere. This happened on April 6, 2017, 11:26 a.m. Earthquake hits Georgia while storms rage Wednesday. Again, huge storms happening all over the place, isn't it? And, it's making people worry now, isn't it? Members of the public are looking up to the skies now, noticing that the weather's changing so much now. It says here as well, Georgia had an earthquake Wednesday night, while everyone was distracted by all the violent weather. According to the United States Geological Survey, the USGS records show that a magnitude 2.5 earthquake, very weak, struck around the Milvanville area of Middle Georgia at 9:38 p.m. A earthquake which that low of magnitude would probably not be felt by humans, the USGS says. The strongest earthquake in Georgia history was a magnitude 4.3 quake that struck Lincolnston, GA, in August of 1974, according to the earthquaketrack.com. Now, they say this, don't they? But I've had a few emails as well. And when they say a 2.5, people still feel it. They do feel it, but they seem to try and dampen the story, don't they? If you read between the lines. They always do this. Here's also a short piece of footage of this weather guy in the United States of this earthquake in Georgia. You will see the report now and listen to what he says.
Tonight we've had a little earthquake south and east of Atlanta. It measures 2.4 on the Richter scale, is about 4 miles deep, and that just to the east of Eatonton in Putnam County. We'll continue to keep you informed on the half hour and, of course, warnings immediately.
Here's another earthquake, two earthquakes. A magnitude 2.5 earthquake struck an area about 100 miles southeast of downtown Atlanta late Wednesday. This is what the officials said. Just after 9:30 p.m., the U.S. The Geological Survey detected the quake about 3.7 miles southwest of Sparta. It's all happening, isn't it? All these earthquakes, even though they're quite mild quakes, they're still coming through, aren't they? And they will get much more stronger as we've got that binary twin heading closer to our planet Earth. We could see those huge reflections as well. The weather patterns are just off the chart now, aren't they? 1 minute it's very cold and then it's very hot. It's all changing, everything's changing. Also, it says here, the earthquake occurred on the same day. Several rounds of severe weather caused power out. I mean, come on, it's all happening, isn't it? Flooding and other damages in Metro Atlanta and other parts of North Georgia. I mean, I'm looking at these and I'm so frustrated because the evidence is coming out now. These weather patterns are so much different than they were before. We've all been warned about this as well. We've had warning for years, but still people wish to sit on the fence. But all people watching and following the channel as well, I am so pleased that people are aware of this now. This is our huge problem. This is the evidence. It says 1,000 words, this image, doesn't it? That these huge flares are coming out of these huge dark holes of our sun. And we're having our Earth's core burn so hot now. Our land is shifting. These tremors, which are happening all the time. And as the days and the months go past, we're going to see more tremors and larger earthquakes. This hole that you see on the sun now, it's got so much bigger. NASA seem to just plaster it up, hiding the truth. They're good at this. Rubbing out and morphing out images of other objects that are close to it, using technology as well. Just don't want us, the public, to know, do they? But this is the big situation of what's causing these earthquakes and also harming the earth itself, us humans. It's getting so erratic out there in the inner solar system with our sun now. Venus and Mercury are burning now, melting away, because these flares are just firing off at all different angles now. It's so important, as I said, to keep an eye on this situation, because every day we're being affected by it. So we must all remember that those in the power right now, the governments, they don't really care about us anymore. They just care about themselves, milking the system, taking our money from our pockets, and then running down underground. It's all an agenda. It's a big plan, and it's happening right now. Many other researchers have come out with the truth, made a lot of videos, documentaries, and we see what's going on now. This is another image of one of these cutting tools that drill through these and make these tunnels through these underground cities. I mean, look at the size of this thing to the people that are in front of it. And also that truther who lost his life, sadly, Phil Snyder, had a family with children. And he had seen and experienced and witnessed strange things going on down underground, that the government had made him work down there. And I mean, it's all a situation, isn't it? And they just don't want us to see this, do they? They're doing this all the time now, building these tunnels and using these high-speed rail trains to and from the different cities under there. So we're walking around on the land through the cities and minding our own business, when they're deep underground, travelling at high speeds. It's a different world down there now, spending trillions of our dollars in cash. This is Phil here with his wife and one of his children. I mean, a happily married man. The government did what they did to him. and he knew too much. He had so much information to give out to the public, and this is what he was doing. A great man, a great respectable man. It says here in a short report, Phil Snyder died on January 17, 1996, shortly after conducting several controversial lectures throughout the US, including Denver, where he covered topics such as space defense, black helicopters, railroad cars built with shackles, extraterrestrials, and the secret black budget. He was reportedly strangled by a catheter found wrapped around his neck, the bizarre death being dismissed by the authorities as suicide. Now this catheter also was tied up, so tight and right at the back of his neck and head. And he had that bad hand with them fingers. I mean, you've just got to put the jigsaw pieces together to know that things are just not right, are they? Also here, Phil Snyder was a self-taught geologist and explosives expert of the 1,477 underground bases around the world, 129 deep underground facilities of which were located in the United States. He claimed to have worked on 13. So this man's a truther, isn't he? Just wanted the words out there. And we, the public, deserve this. He knew that. So I urge you all to look up into his books and his documentaries. Very interesting. Because what he's saying is the truth. So respect to Phil. And let's just move on to some more footage. I mean, here you can see these huge tunnels that they're building right now. And they're massive. They go on for thousands of miles. Thousands of miles to different other underground cities. Now we've really got to think out the box again with this one, because it's all happening now. Now we must all remember that we're in April 2017, and it's just like a spring, isn't it? We've just got over the winter period. But over this weekend here in the Northern Hemisphere, we've got a freak 23 Celsius heat wave to boil Britain as blistering plumb to spark hottest weekend of 2017. Now this is like a red hot summer's day, right in the heat of the summer. This is what I said. 1 minute it's very cool and cold, icy, hailstones, and then we're getting this freak temperature that rises. I'm going to show you this footage of this weatherman, what he says about this situation.
So it's often at this time of year that the winter winds wind down, the spring sunshine strengthens, and all of a sudden we find ourselves scrambling for our shorts and t-shirt. Well, a heads up about this weekend. Warmer weather is on the way, high pressure in charge, strong sunshine, and temperatures in some places reaching 23 degrees.
So again, we all know what's happening in our skies now. We all know what they're doing and what they're hiding. And also the chemicals they're spraying with is harming us. So it needs to stop. It really does now need to stop. Again, let's just hope that we get knowledge and also reports from Mr. Donald Trump to get this all stopped. Because he knows. He knows why they're doing it. He just can't say anything right now. He's got to be strong and stop those powers to be from controlling our society by speaking out for us. And also, he knows it's destroying our planet. These objects are incoming now. You can't just push them away. You can't just scribble over them with chemtrails. Because they're coming, they're heading our way now. Also, this man as well. We need the truth from both parties, don't we? Trump and Putin. So keep safe and respect to you all, and I will get back to you another video tonight from Matt Rogers. Hello and welcome back, it's Matt, Skywatcher. And again, you can see on this Soho chart, this live chart, you can see the timestamp at the bottom left hand corner. And also you will see huge eruptions from this heavenly body, our sun, with these solar flares, heading towards our Earth every day. It's so important to notice that these huge flares are getting much bigger than they was before. We're heading into a solar maximum. And it's still erupting all the time, spraying our skies with those chems to hope that we don't see a big problem with our sun as well. The core is burning twice as much because we've got those heavenly bodies, the binary twin of the sun. It's here now, agitating again all other known celestial bodies. The sun is tilted, and us on Earth, we're tilting as well. So I'm going to show you some more charts of the sun as well, up-to-date charts. But this image you can see on the screen here is outstanding, what we can see here, because the powers to be don't want you to see it at all, do they? But these flares are billions and billions of miles long that fly through space at amazing speeds, weakening our magnetic field all the time. Earth is now struggling to keep up with our sun. These are images from a huge solar blast of a solar flare. The left image you see here is the intensity of the solar flare. And this is recent. This is a recent diagram a couple of days ago. Here is the velocity. And you can see the velocity of this flare as well. And they are getting more greater every single day now. There is also a huge heavenly body that's reflecting in our skies in the morning. And it's reflecting this pink haze, red haze. I believe this to be Nibiru. Now this red heavenly body is in an ecliptic orbit, and it's here now. We can see this on the horizons now, can't we? Many people are emailing me, giving me and sending me photos, which I will produce on a video shortly, of these heavenly objects that are out there. Ask yourself a serious question. Why are they blasting our skies with these chemtrails? The answer is because they are trying to pull the wool over our eyes, humanity. It just isn't fair anymore. Because this huge body is here now. They're all here now. It's time to believe that Nibiru is now on our horizons. They're using all sorts of technology now to spray our skies. Unmanned planes or objects or drones, whatever they are up there and they are blasting our skies. And every time you see them dark pink clouds at night time, you know that there's an object out there. So we really have to prepare for this. This is a real situation, and we need to alert others as well to make sure they can prepare with their families, civil members, and other people around the world. It's so important now to prep for the biggest event of our lifetimes. Here's another image as well, showing you this solar blast from our sun. And again, you can see on this top corner here, another heavenly body that's going through into space. There's a lot going on up there, isn't there? No wonder they spray our skies. Because if they didn't, everybody would see the truth of what's going on up there, giving it enough time for everybody to be able to prepare for this. It's so important we get this huge message out there, because the media are just not saying anything about it, are they? They've been told to keep the lid on it right to the end, so everybody will suffer this. Also, this solar simulator is a true, real object that they placed up there. And it also covers a lot of things that we're not able to see right now. Now, we're starting to notice some changes up there, aren't we? Because these objects are getting much closer to our vision now, up there in the heavens. So this simulator isn't able to cover the majority of what's going on. So I believe in the near future we're going to see these events in our lifetime. They can't cover it forever. This is a simulation image of VU rays that head down towards our Earth. And the Earth protects us from these rays. But recently now, these past couple of years, these rays have been able to seep through our magnetic field, head down towards our core of our Earth, causing huge earthquakes and shifting of the land. So again, it's important to understand that there's so much coming from our sun now and affecting all the celestial bodies in our solar system. Our Earth is tilting back and forth, being agitated, and it's all the stress coming from the sun. This is called the inner corona image, where you can see on the outline of this black circle with this grid in the middle. These are flares coming from the corona holes. And look at all this trash that's coming out as well. It's affecting all our solar system right now. It's just, there's so much going on up there, isn't there? And we just need to get the messages across. Because people look at the sun and think, well, that's our light for the day. But the thing is, the sun's changing now. It's acting very strange. Now, as I said before, now why is this happening now? We have those bodies up there now. And they are eclipsing our sun right now, causing all sorts of activity up there that's heading our way towards our Earth. It's got to be said. We need to get the word out. Nearly all suns have a binary companion star. And we have one. And they named it Nemesis. And this heavenly object now is heading towards our Earth once more. It's done it before. And it's going to do it again. And all these asteroids are coming from a certain place through the Kuiper Belt. No other place, it's just coming from a certain place. And scientists know where it's coming from. And it's about time, as I said before, to let the cat out of the bag and let everybody, every single one of us, to know and understand that we are heading for some serious times. I wish I could tell you when Nemesis arrives, but what I can say is that for the military spraying our skies, they are doing much more than ever before. These chemtrails, they are screening everywhere now, every part of the skies. And on the horizons, we're seeing this huge red reflection for a short time and then disappears. So please, you must understand, Nemesis is a real brown dwarf star that's related to our sun. The two combined. So it's important that we keep an eye to our skies, as soon we will see this huge body up there. This is called a SOHO Extreme Ultraviolet Image Telescope, an EIT, observations of molten wave expanding from coronal mass injection, CME. Can you see how this starts? This mass injection, the CME. They are huge. And the thing is, we need, as I said before, to get every single piece of information out. And the images as well, the up-to-date images, to show people that this is what's going on up there in space right now. The sun is just looking in a terrible way right now. I'll show you the image. This is a cut-in from a Science up-to-date magazine. Another massive coronal hole has opened up on our sun and is facing Earth. Chances of major quakes in the coming days. And again, it's just getting all the information out, isn't it? Now let me show you these coronal holes right now. Here is a huge coronal hole. Now, you've got to ask yourself a question. What is causing this? Now, scientists are scratching their heads with this one as well. Because the truth of it being is we've got that binary twin that's now very close to it. And this has happened before. I mean, look at the size of this. It's too big, isn't it, this opening? There's pieces of sun that's coming off and flying through space at billions of miles an hour. And we're all sat here on this planet Earth, not noticing the damage of what's going on up there in the heavens. Here's another piece of information. Two massive coronal holes are now facing the Earth, spewing solar wind at 700 kilometers per second. Now that's fast, isn't it? And this is what's going on. And the news media on our television sets won't say a word about this to stop mass panic. We're in trouble. We really are in big trouble with this. I'm also like yourselves. I'm just seeing the evidence of what's going on. And it's a shame, isn't it? I mean, it's just not our sun anymore. We just demand the truth because we know that things are falling apart up there now. Here is another cut-in from that Science paper. Another major quake strikes Japan as massive coronal hole turns to face the Earth. I mean, come on. It's so evident. Just that message, isn't it? That things are really, truly changing. I mean, what happens if a huge CME from the coronal hole gets through our atmosphere? We're toast, aren't we? Here's what that coronal hole did. This huge blast that hit towards our Earth, a 6.0, 113 kilometers down. North Pacific Ocean, this happened near South Korea and Japan. And the thing is as well, these are getting bigger, these earthquakes. And they keep happening all the time. Now they chemtrail to stop this, try to stop this, but they're fighting a losing battle using small little planes with small amounts of spray towards the sun. They're thinking that they're going to be able to do this. They're saying it's to do with climate change, geoengineering, weather patterns. No, it's not. This is because these huge blasts from these coronal holes, they head down towards our Earth. straight towards our core, these VU rays and also these harmful injections from our sun. And it's happening right now. It's a chain effect because the binary twin now is affecting our sun. For our sun to do this to our natural Earth, it just rings right what's going on. And a huge CME blast will not just cause an earthquake, it will cause sinkholes, it will cause our power grid to go down. And we've got more trouble, haven't we, with the power grid going down? They will be in pure meltdown situations. We will be without power and electric for 20 to 30 years. The evidence is now here, isn't it? Mr. John Moore told us this in 2008, and it's now happening right above our heads. Nibiru, Helion, the moons, and the brown dwarf star are knocking on our door now. And the sun is telling us there's something wrong up there. When something has been agitated for many years, it's telling you there's something wrong. And just blasting our sky with a few bits of chems, which is doing us no good because we're breathing it in. They should just be honest with us that this huge event is coming. What's the point of keep blasting our skies when we know that the huge objects are causing huge problems to our sun? Jupiter, Mars, the other celestial bodies, Venus, Mercury, they're all being affected like our natural Earth. Right now, we've just got to get the message out there as well, isn't it? Because no media, no government will say a word. No wonder they built them underground cities to see if they might have a chance of survival. They don't realise that these heavenly bodies are so big, a lot bigger than our Mother Earth. We will all fry for this. They will fry. We're all going home because this is a natural, one of the biggest natural event of our lives. Here again you can see the dark areas of the coronal holes on this image. Now, our sun shouldn't be doing this. Hasn't done it before. So it's important because these huge blasts come from these coronal holes that cause a problem to us. Everything that we're seeing right now, like just last week, the biggest evacuation seen in Australia since 1974. This storm Debbie, no power for 40,000. Torrential rain floods, streets, smashed windows. I mean, that situation in Australia, the cyclone, this is all because of these coronal holes, these huge blasts from the sun. Another one in Botswana, a 6.5 earthquake, a rogue magnitude, more than 2,000 miles from the fault line, reacted, and it was just another one that caused a lot of problems to people living there as well. This is another important message as well. Bright meteor explodes over the Gulf of Mexico, turning 19 today. Now, there's been lots of other reports of other subscribers who have sent me images in of these other objects they've spotted in the sky that lights the sky up. Now, I've seen these. I'm going to show you a small image of this situation. Now, what I've said as well, that I've been seeing these myself. I've seen about 5 at night time when I've been looking up at the skies. These bright lights, like they flash, and it's like a flame in the sky, way up in the stars. I mean, the thing is, well, it's above our atmosphere, but they're huge. They only last a split second, but they're huge, these fireballs. And they're starting to report these from all over the world now. So, again, if you catch any images, please send them in to me. It's very important. But it's all happening. Everything's happening right now, isn't it? All these strange events, they are getting much more intense now, aren't they? See, these huge coronal holes now facing Earth. Now that is very worrying, isn't it? As now we're heading into the spring and summer period, and we're going to be very close to the sun here in the Northern Hemisphere, and also other parts of the world. These important messages about the sun is just not coming out, is it, to the public? And I believe Donald Trump knows and is fully aware of this as well, and Putin. But they've been told as well, I believe, not to say a single word. But I hope these messages go out to them so they can understand that we are all being affected by this, that nothing is being said. With also these volcanoes are starting to erupt as well, these super volcanoes. They're getting very warm, aren't they? And looking on the different webcams as well, we're seeing these dark clouds that are coming out with them. Now, again, I'll just keep an eye on all this for studying as well to see what's going on with these volcanoes. Because more and more times that we go back to viewing these, there seems to be more activity coming from them. They are very active now. Volcano activity is another part of these coronal holes from the sun. It's the whole system, every single part of it. Earthquakes, the Earth's core, the sun's core. It's all because we've got those huge objects that are up there. And we will all see them soon. We're using something to hide and cut corners so we can't see any of what's going on. Normally, that we see a normal natural sunrise. Very strange. I'm going to zoom in on this for you. Here's what I'm trying to show you here. Just here on this side here, you can see this. It's too clean cut, isn't it? To be a cloud or anything like that. So there's something that's going on up there, isn't there? They're hiding the whole system, aren't they? This is proving to me that there is a huge object that's being cloaked up there. Can you see this? It's just so evident, isn't it? Here again on this same cam, I mean, look at it. It's just a total mess what they're doing to our skies. Those chemtrails blocking the evidence, aren't they? The sun doesn't look like this shape as it normally is a round celestial body, not this triangular sort of crazy shape of all those trails on the bottom right hand corner here. Can you see this? Very strange here as well. You can see this huge red reflection as well behind the chems. All blue this side and red this side. Two objects with our sun. The thing is, they are covering it all the time, aren't they? All the time. Here again, I've zoomed in on this other cam now. I go back to the same cams as well when I see these objects. Now, again, you can see on the timestamp there, the 27th of 3rd, 2017. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this cam. But again, you can see this, can't you? This object in the sky again. This isn't lens flare. This is a true celestial object that's blocking and darkening the sky to the right hand side here. All this here is lens flare. All this. I'm going to now play this cam and you can see it doesn't move. Can you see this? As the simulator and the sun to another cam. But the thing is, we are starting to see these heavenly bodies now, aren't we? I'm just going to show you this cam image, okay? This is the Taj Mahal cam in Mexico. Look at the timestamp on the top right hand corner. It's 10:34 and 3 seconds. Being today. And look at the ground. Wasn't like this last March.
all the March before. It's too dark. Again, I've said this before. The skies are dimming and darkening. Those natural clouds are not doing anything anymore. They're just being burnt away, and the whole system is in front of the sun now. So we are going through this huge celestial eclipse right now with these other bodies. So I just wanted to show you that this cam is normally very bright. It's dimming every day now. Just want to show you this as well, this image as well, this Cozumel cam in Mexico. You can see these clouds that used to be able to naturally cover our sun here and here. But the clouds now are doing nothing. These are our original clouds. Look at the state of them now. Natural clouds. They won't do anything anymore. Because we're being cheated on by the government. Because we've got this simulator that's in front of our sun 24 hours a day. It's moving across our Earth's atmosphere above it. As our natural sun is being cloaked and covered. And also having these huge bodies next to it. So the natural clouds don't do anything at all anymore. And the darkness above here proves that we've got these heavenly bodies that are in front of our sun now. This array of blueness as well from the simulator, these mirrors that are up there. Hexagon-shaped mirrors, hundreds of them, thousands of them. You've got something else rises. You can see that heavenly body just staying there, not moving at all. Now it was on the left-hand side 3 months ago, smaller, but now it's got bigger on the right-hand side. You can see this, can't you? There goes that simulator rising above in the skies. And you can see that object, can't you? It's 100%, it's there. You can see also it brightens up as the sun moves across it. I apologise again for them white screens, but you can see this, can't you? It's a celestial body that's out there. And it needs to be exposed now. We need to know this, all of us, to realise. You see how it dims off now, disappears. The rest of it there is lens flare of the... You can see it, can't you? Again, I'm just zooming in on this as well, so we can all try and have a bit of a better look at this as well. Also, as well, the land on this cam is dark. It's not any trickery of the cam. The actual skies now are dimming and darkening each and every day. Here today on the 27th in the UK, it's very dark as well. We had a huge cloud covering today in the UK, where I am here in the northwest of England. But again, just behind those white cloudings, very pink in colour, huge pink colour in the sky, reflections. Much redder than it was ever before. And also at night time, these clouds seem to be dropping out the sky. They just dip and just don't seem right. My wife came up to me and said, "Come outside and have a look at these strange clouds." So I did. They just don't seem right anymore. I'm going to go. Good evening, it's Matt, Skywatcher, and I am now going to show you some cam images across the world. We're going to view different cams. And again, we've seen some strange objects. Today, they've been chemtrailing over here in the UK far too much. And also, as before, I've noticed huge asteroids that are up there that go past our Earth. And they are very large objects. It only takes one to land through our atmosphere into the keyhole area. And that's it. Huge waves. So I'm going to now research these cams and see what we can find. And again, thank you for subscribing to the channel and following me through this journey, through this diary of picking up evidence of what's going on in our skies, because these huge objects that are incoming are going to be passing very close to our Mother Earth, causing a huge shift, will come. It's just a knowing the time and the day, but it's heading close because we can see evidence on news media channels to start to get worried about a lot of things now, aren't they? So again, it's so important to prepare for this. And thank you again for watching the footage, and respect to you all. Have a safe evening, and let's get looking at the cams. Here is another Mexico cam. This is the Panoramica cam over there in them areas in Mexico. I just want to show you this on the screen, okay? It's very important. You can see as the sun is rising, that simulator as well. And those chems, very chemy there as well on the screen. But what is important is to show is this triangle effect. Okay, look at this. These two lines, okay? Now I believe these to be mirrors because they're cloaking objects. And they will be huge up there now. And I'm going to zoom in as well on this part here. It's very strange, this top part. But as you can see there, I was rising on the horizon there. And again, too dark. Proves everything. It's just the only thing that's covering everything at the moment is these chemtrails. We've caught it without chemtrails here on this cam. Right now, you can see that our clouds are just being destroyed all the time now. Here again, there's more evidence on this cam about that simulator. You can see the clouds here on the right hand side. Now they're not brightening up, are they? Here is the object that's in front of our sun. Now the thing is, you can see here the broken clouding here. It's not doing anything. And here is the other natural clouding that's being burnt away, and also it's too dark. Now if this was our natural sun, it'd be just brightening up everything, wouldn't it? You're beaming off these clouds now. But all we're seeing is a light source up there. All the time. There is something going on. Here on the ground and on the sea as well is far too dark. We should be seeing the sunlight now flaring up. Because we've got another object. That celestial body I showed you on the other webcam image. That's basically darkening our skies. So going back to the Mexico cams onto the same images is a different day to prove that we've got different images of proof that we're being eclipsed by the binary twin nemesis. Now again, I apologise for the white screen, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this cam so we can see as the simulator that's in front of the sun rises. We will see those clouds that don't light up at all. It's very strange because as our natural sun should, that normally in the past would come up on the horizon, everything would light up. We all know this. So I'm going to show you now.